Hi everyone, it's nice to see you all here and let's get started. So, today's topic is in today's AI age where things are moving really fast, are old frameworks and methodologies like MEDDPICC even relevant in this day and age? Well, there are multiple ways to look at this, MEDPIC as a framework and its relevance in today's day and age. And let's just go through that. All right. Number one. So, where was MEDPIC really applicable as a framework? So, it has been used extensively for the past more than 2 decades to really uncover the value, the opportunity really brings. What are we able to provide to the customer in this case? And build a high level of probability of winning based on various steps that we have taken in order to ensure that each and every requirement of the client, the buying process, the evaluation, they have all been done meticulously so that it improves the overall chances of you winning the deal. So MedPick was and is ever relevant when it comes to large complex deals. But however, today we see that there are a lot of deals. I mean, companies building AI agents and AI solutions, getting a million users and building thousands of apps in a matter of months. So does MedPick really apply in those kinds of scenarios? The answer probably would be no, because the kind of offering and the customer experience, the buying journey are drastically different. If you're offering something which is, let's say, far more focused on consumers, Canva, for example, like when it started, it was offering you basic interface where you could create a lot of images, content, collateral, basis your requirement, and whoever wished to upgrade, they could upgrade their account and get more benefits like some pro features, some good photographs, and all the pro stuff. Right. So in this case, the decision is typically made by the end user themselves whether this particular solution, this app, is adding value to my life. And the decision is fairly centric to one or two people. It is not a group decision per se. But when we look at a larger enterprise, it essentially becomes a group decision whether this solution is going to solve problems for whom. Are they really relevant? Are they important? Are they urgent or a priority at this time? What is the impact of doing it, not doing it? And there is a complete business case that needs to be built up in an enterprise scenario, because now suddenly the number of users could be a few, dozens to hundreds or thousands also. I mean, think of those large IT companies with 300,000 400,000 employees globally, and when they are evaluating certain tools to help their teams. So that kind of perspective is that medpic will still apply when you're looking at large complex deals. Now, other very important thing that I wanted to share with you today is metric starts with the first M, that is metrics. And that is what is causing a havoc in the industry at the moment. So you will also encounter a lot of scenarios and a lot of reports online that there is definitely a lot of appetite to consume AI services, build AI agents. People are losing their jobs. A lot of things are getting automated, etc. But a fair amount of people, a lot of companies are also coming back and saying that a lot of things are happening, but in pilot mode in different silos as experiments. And the number of solutions that have gone into full fledged production at enterprise scale and global levels, there could be very, very few use cases, or, there will be very few cases where companies have really done this in production environment. So coming back to the metrics, it's essentially not being able to identify, pinpoint the right kind of metric that will be impacted, and then have the complete attribution model that whether this AI based solution was able to help us move from, let's say, a metric and deliver us plus 10% kind of output or outcome, or there was no impact. Now, whenever we are not able to measure the impact, that's where most projects don't get further sponsorship, never see the light of the day, if you're not able to articulate the value in the early days. So, here the metrics really play a big part right at the early stage in the opportunity, where you have certain level of clarity on which are those metrics that currently need to improve as far as the business is concerned, and what are those metrics, if not improved, what is the impact going to be on the business. And unless you have clarity on these two, you will never be able to build the impact report on how life has changed, which metrics, which key indicators, which key performance areas have been improved as a result of that project. So metrics play a very important, whether it is a contract worth millions and billions of dollars, or even few hundred thousand. The expectation always would be what is going to fundamentally change when your solution is applied. All right. So metric is relevant as ever. Now, with the current development, a lot of AI and all the hype, etc., the decision criteria and the process have undergone a lot of change. Earlier, the procurement could have been comparatively simpler, I would say, where there were certain budgets under certain headers, certain key growth areas identified across different regions, and then you sought, different service providers, solution providers, etc., who could fulfill those requirements. And in case of existing providers, also there were certain guidelines around the kind of commercial outlay we have, the budget we have going forward in the year. But now, with AI and such rapid developments, right, setting up that clear decision criteria itself is getting challenging quite a lot. However, this is one thing that needs to be carefully looked at if you want to work with enterprises and certain complexities that your solutions can solve, right? Unless you are able to pinpoint how your solution completely fits into their decision criteria by being able to impact different areas of business as expected, it becomes very difficult to build a business case and also get the confidence that whether this deal is likely to go through or not at your end. Because remember, if it's not solving a serious, urgent, priority problem for which there are certain budgets, then the chances of the deal going through are less and less compared to someone moving forward with a lot of clarity. So that brings us to the decision criteria and the process, how it is evolving, and the role of the influencers and the champions is becoming far more important, because now not only do they have to build the use case, the business cases, but also keep struggling with the challenge that every single day there is some or the other new platform, capability, direction in which solutions are going. So how do they essentially build the entire case along with you, and how do they present it to the management so that they get their buy-in to conduct whatever minimal POC, some kind of experiment, some pilots that help them evaluate the overall performance, and then get the larger buy-in to execute it at scale. So, working with your champions, identifying whether they are simply champions, influencers, or some interested party, or a person who is affected the most, the end user who just wants the systems to change. So, identifying the role that they'll play and how far they can influence the purchase decision, the buy decision, needs to be really looked at, because with too much supply also comes in, that challenge in deciding what is right, which solution is ideal, and how do you essentially build that business case. So, to sum it up, the complexity hasn't gone away. The business impact that is there to stay. I mean, that is how people are going to measure whether it is helping or it is not helping your business to grow or to optimize the way they are operating. So are there any kind of efficiency gains or direct top line bottom line kind of impact, and is there a better experience for the end user, the customer in this particular case, since we're talking about SaaS, right? So those things cannot be taken away. So the complexity still stays, and how you're able to navigate this complexity will determine how well you can succeed by being able to be prepared in advance, by being able to prepare whatever comes your way without getting caught up in just feature selling, but uncovering the true value that your solution can unlock for the end customer. And if it is a large customer, then my friend, you do have to do all the hard work to understand the impact from all different sizes. And in my humble opinion of having used the system for more than a decade, there is nothing as awesome as MEDDPICC when it comes to organizing all the deal data into simple structured way, which helps you determine whether you have taken all the necessary steps to build a rock solid business case that can stand negotiation, and at the end you can convey the value convincingly. So the preparation will help you build larger deals and close bigger deals. So is MEDDPICC relevant for the large deals? Definitely yes. But is the underlying process of understanding the true value, uncovering the value, relevant to small size or other low price products, let's call them low price products as well? Yes, it matters to them as well. May not be the overall detailed complexity, but at least the buying criteria on what it helps them solve, how it helps them improve their lives, and how valuable it is for them in achieving those outcomes. So I hope this helped you bring some more clarity on whether it is relevant in this time and age. And thanks for joining me on the live. Have a good night.